So let's just talk about it. Why does society still look at men like they're disposable? Honestly, it's because it works for everyone else. We're the ones who are supposed to take on the dangerous jobs, go to war, and take all of the physical risks on the oil rig. That mindset hasn't gone away. It's just changed how we look at things for men in 2026. It's all part of how we handle responsibility and all part of our accountability, which is how we speak to it. And if something needs to be fixed or carried or lifted away, it usually falls on the guys. There's no blaming people. It's all about accountability and how we actually speak to it. This is more about seeing the pattern and actually understanding what's going on. The world doesn't have to hate you to take advantage of you. It just needs you to keep doing what you're told. And historically, that's what we've been doing, even though male suicide is as high as it actually is. What do? Day by day, we adapt, we push through, and guess what? All of that comes with a price. There's a cost to doing, and there's a cost to not doing as well. So if you look at the actual information, men make up 93% of workplace deaths, and most suicides are indeed men. And guys are falling behind in school at a rate that people don't even want to talk about. It's not just a small little thing that's happening. It's huge, and it's how things are working right now. And when men are struggling, the world doesn't usually offer a whole lot of support. Instead, the pressure just ramps up. Man up. Just figure it out. You'll get through it. That's what we're told. That is the part that's tough for swallowing for the average male in 2026. A lot of guys don't even realize that they've been trained to think that way, conditioned over time. From the time you were a kid, you were rewarded for being useful, not for being a person. You're valued for what you can provide. So you build this entire identity around things like money, status, and chasing all the nonsense of the rest of the world. And you ignore everything else that actually matters, things that are actually important, like purpose and health. And one day, you wake up and the world's not giving anything back when it should. And you're left wondering what the point actually was. That's why we see so many guys over 40 hitting that wall. And it's not that they failed. They are intelligent. It's they did everything right, but they still come up short emotionally. They followed the rules. They did the hard work. They provide. They don't complain. But they realized that the entire plan never actually included them having a sense of happiness in their life. It's only cared about in regards to their usefulness and whether or not they're useful. Here's the thing. Here's the big picture for all of you out there. If you don't decide who you want to be, someone else will. If you don't decide who you want to be, the internet will. Someone else will decide for you. And their plan doesn't always look good. It's not a good thing. It's all going to be about what you can give them, not about what you can actually do for yourself. That's the idea. That's the deal that most people make. They trade their own needs for just a little bit of respect or maybe some stability in their life. Once you figure this out, you can't ignore it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it anymore. That's what's important. You start seeing how often your value is tied to how well you perform. So you notice how fast people disappear when you stop providing for them. There's barely any room to just be human without being judged or having a label slapped on your forehead. That's the realization that makes men bitter. That's the wake-up call. The truth is, I want to share with you, it's about getting back to basics. Men are out of practice when it comes to choosing yourself, but also becoming a force in the world to support other people. Most men spend years trying to get that approval, and it's happening on the internet like wildfire, absolute wildfire, instead of doing what's actually important, what feels right, and what actually matters. You got good at playing a part, but nobody taught you how to build that life where everything could fit together, including your family and your romance. So what's the big move here? What's the big idea? Well, I think at some point we do have to start somewhere. And if we have to start small, that's fine. But let's start by questioning why you're doing certain things. Look at where your time and energy is actually going. And we have to stop saying yes to stuff that is absolutely draining financially, mentally, and physically. And you have to set your own actual standards and figure out what your non-negotiables actually are and who you let in your life and who you don't. And you got to realize that nobody's going to give you permission to do this. No one is going to give you permission to take the wheel. There's never going to be a moment where the world says, it's okay, you can relax now, you can focus on yourself. You have to just do that for yourself. You have to be able to manage your time, manage your energy. People are going to push back too, because they like the old version of you. Anything that's opposite of your identity becomes a problem. That's the point. If your life works for everyone else except you, then there's something that needs to change. And fixing that and working on that is not a selfish idea. It is absolutely necessary. 100%. A man who actually has boundaries and respects himself is way more valuable than someone who's just a doormat for the rest of the world. And that doesn't mean you stop being responsible. It doesn't mean you stop having character. It doesn't mean you stop being good in your heart. It just means you stop being blindly responsible. You still actually put the work in. You do your best. Not because you have to, but because you chose to. Not because you were forced to. So the real question I have for you is, now that you understand it, what are you going to do about it? Because you have to build something different. And you got to stop letting the world decide your worth. So feel free to reach out to me through the Podbean channel. If you want to reach out and we'll have a one-on-one private call, send a message and we will talk and we'll do some one-on-one coaching together. Because everybody knows at the end of the day, 2026 is a completely different animal than 1956. And if you're a man that's 40 and up, then you're my type of client. Have a great day. Reach out to me. Take care.